Are you finding that your body just isn't responding the way it used to? Especially when it comes to intimacy. Perhaps you feel a growing frustration, a quiet disappointment, as getting and maintaining an erection becomes more and more challenging. It's a reality many men face as they get older. A subtle shift that can leave you feeling less confident, less vibrant, and even a bit isolated. You might wonder if it's just a natural part of aging, something you simply have to accept. The truth is, while some changes are inevitable, many of these struggles are not. In my decades as a penis surgeon, working with countless men from all walks of life, I've observed a silent, common habit that many men engage in without realizing the profound long-term damage it inflicts on their ability to get and maintain a firm erection. It's a mistake that quietly, subtly, erodes the very tissues and mechanisms responsible for your sexual vitality. It's not something you'd immediately pinpoint, and it often goes unaddressed for years, causing cumulative harm. In this conversation, we're going to peel back the layers on this often overlooked issue. We'll uncover exactly what this mistake is, how it's damaging your body, and most importantly, what simple, practical steps you can take to reverse the damage and reclaim your sexual health. Stick around to the very end, because I'll share something that truly surprised many of my patients, something you might not have even considered. Let's dive right into what I've seen in my practice for decades. The core mistake that's silently undermining so many men's ability to get hard. It's a habit that often develops unconsciously over years, one that seems harmless on the surface, but can wreak havoc beneath. What I'm talking about is overly aggressive, forceful, or abrasive masturbation techniques, especially when performed with dry hands or materials that create excessive friction. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you reached for stimulation without thinking about lubrication? Or simply applied more and more pressure when the desired response wasn't immediate? This common practice, often intensified over time as men seek stronger sensations, is a primary culprit in damaging the delicate structures of the penis. Let me explain the mechanism of harm. The penis, while outwardly robust, contains incredibly delicate blood vessels and nerve endings that are essential for erectile function. When you engage in overly aggressive friction, particularly without adequate lubrication, you're not just stimulating, you're causing repeated microtrauma to these vital tissues. Imagine rubbing sandpaper over a delicate surface over and over again. It might not show immediate damage, but over time, that surface becomes abraded, scarred, and less functional. Similarly, repeated forceful stimulation causes microscopic tears and damage to the tunica albuginea, which is the fibrous sheath surrounding the erectile tissue. The corpora cavernosa. This sheath needs to be elastic and pliable to expand fully and trap blood during an erection. When it's repeatedly traumatized, it can thicken and scar, becoming less flexible. This reduced elasticity directly impacts your ability to get a full, robust erection because the tissue simply can't expand as effectively as it once could. Blood might enter, but it can't be adequately trapped, leading to softer, less sustained erections. Beyond the physical scarring, there's another critical consequence: desensitization. The nerve endings in the penis are responsible for transmitting pleasure and arousal signals to the brain. When these nerves are constantly bombarded with intense, abrasive stimulation, they can become desensitized. It's like turning up the volume on your music too loud for too long. Eventually, your ears adapt, and you need even louder music to feel the same effect. Similarly, your penile nerves require more and more intense stimulation to register arousal, creating a vicious cycle. You apply more force because you're not feeling enough, which in turn further damages the tissues and desensitizes the nerves even more. Many men come to me, perplexed, saying, "Doctor, I can get hard on my own, but not with my partner." Or, "It just doesn't feel the same anymore." Often, this silent, aggressive habit is the underlying factor. The brain and body have been conditioned to respond only to a very specific, intense type of stimulus, making natural or partner-led stimulation feel inadequate or even unfulfilling. This psychological conditioning compounds the physical damage, making the path to natural erections even steeper. So, what are the initial actionable steps to break this cycle? The first and most crucial step is to embrace proper lubrication. Forget the idea that you don't need it, or that your natural lubrication is sufficient. Invest in a good quality, water-based lubricant. This significantly reduces the friction, allowing for gentler, yet still pleasurable stimulation. Think of it as protecting your most sensitive equipment. Next, consciously practice a gentler technique. This might feel unusual at first, even less effective, because your body is accustomed to the high-intensity stimulation. But the goal here is to heal and retrain. Focus on a softer touch, less force, and mimicking natural sensations rather than grinding away. It's about sensation and connection, not just intense pressure. Finally, vary your technique. Don't always use the same grip, the same speed, or the same intensity. Introduce variety to engage different nerve endings and prevent the body from becoming overly accustomed to one specific, potentially damaging pattern. Understanding this initial damage is crucial, but it's just the first layer of the problem. What happens next, and how this seemingly minor habit ripples into other areas of your sexual health, is equally important. Now that we've really grasped the immediate physical impact of aggressive masturbation techniques, let's explore how this single mistake extends its reach and what more we can do to counteract it. The effects of this chronic microtrauma don't just stop at localized tissue damage and desensitization. They ripple outwards, affecting your overall erectile health and even your psychological well-being. One of the most significant consequences is a noticeable reduction in natural, spontaneous erections, especially morning erections. These nocturnal and morning erections are vital indicators of healthy penile blood flow and nerve function. When your tissues are constantly inflamed, scarred, and your nerves are desensitized from aggressive stimulation, your body becomes less efficient at achieving these natural erections. It's as if the system is fatigued and damaged, struggling to perform its basic functions even when you're not actively stimulating it. Furthermore, this physical damage can unfortunately exacerbate underlying health conditions that already predispose men to erectile dysfunction. For men who might be in the early stages of atherosclerosis, where blood vessels begin to harden and narrow, or those managing diabetes or hypertension, conditions that directly impair blood flow and nerve function. This chronic microtrauma from aggressive masturbation adds another significant burden. It's not the cause of these systemic diseases, but it acts as a silent accelerator, making it even harder for the body to compensate and achieve an erection. It creates a perfect storm where existing vulnerabilities are amplified by unnecessary physical stress on the penile tissues. There's also a less common but very serious risk. Chronic trauma can contribute to Peyronie's disease in susceptible individuals. Peyronie's is a condition where fibrous plaques or scar tissue form inside the penis, often leading to curvature, pain, and shortened length during an erection. While the exact causes are complex and often genetic, repeated microtrauma is a recognized contributing factor. It's not meant to scare you, but to highlight just how delicate the internal structures are and how easily they can be damaged by repeated, forceful actions. The psychological impact, too, cannot be overstated. The frustration, embarrassment, and anxiety that stem from declining erectile function often lead men to avoid intimacy altogether, creating distance in relationships and further eroding self-confidence. This psychological component, driven by performance anxiety and fear of failure, further inhibits natural erections, creating a cruel feedback loop that's hard to break. So, what are the deeper actionable strategies to heal and reclaim function, beyond simply using more lubrication and being gentler? Consider a reset period. This means a short break, perhaps a few days to a week, or even longer if you feel comfortable from all forms of masturbation. This allows the delicate tissues to heal, the inflammation to subside, and the desensitized nerves to recalibrate. Think of it as giving your body a much-needed vacation to repair itself. During this time, you might notice spontaneous erections returning, which can be a huge boost to your confidence and a sign that your body is recovering. Next, focus on mindfulness and sensation re-engagement. When you do resume any form of self-stimulation or intimacy, approach it with a focus on gentle touch and exploring different sensations. Rather than just seeking climax, it's about reconnecting with pleasure in a nuanced way, retraining your nervous system to respond to softer, more natural stimulation. This helps undo years of conditioning. Incorporate pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, strengthening these muscles, which support the bladder and bowels. Also plays a crucial role in erectile function by improving blood flow and aiding in the rigidity of an erection. These are simple exercises you can do anywhere, anytime, by simply squeezing the muscles you'd use to stop the flow of urine. Hold for a few seconds, then relax. Consistent practice can make a real difference, complementing your gentler approach to stimulation. Finally, don't overlook general vascular health. Your erections are a direct reflection of your circulatory system's health. What's good for your heart is good for your penis. Adopting a heart-healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, engaging in regular moderate exercise, managing stress, and absolutely quitting smoking if you still do, are all powerful steps. These lifestyle choices improve overall blood flow throughout your body, including to your penile tissues, supporting their natural ability to heal and respond. These steps are about healing and re-education, but there's a vital piece of the puzzle we haven't touched on yet. Something that ties all this together and offers a real path forward. So far, we've unraveled the direct and indirect impacts of this common mistake, the often overlooked aggressive masturbation techniques, and the practical steps you can take to address it. We've talked about the hidden dangers of excessive friction, how vital gentle lubrication is for protecting delicate tissues, the need to give your body a chance to recalibrate with a temporary break, and the power of retraining your mind and body through mindful touch and targeted exercises like Kegels. And let's not forget the bedrock of overall health, a heart-healthy diet, regular exercise, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking, all of which directly support optimal blood flow essential for strong erections. But now for what I promised at the very beginning. Something that truly surprised many of my patients. And what I want you to remember above all else, it's just how incredibly resilient your body, and specifically your penile tissue, actually is. Many men come to me feeling defeated, believing that their ability to get an erection is a lost cause, an irreversible consequence of aging. They think that once the problem starts, there's no turning back. But time and again, I've witnessed remarkable recovery and significant improvements when men simply understand this silent mistake and commit to these fundamental changes. Your body has an extraordinary capacity to heal, to repair, and to regenerate when you remove the source of trauma and provide the right environment for recovery. It might not happen overnight, but with patience, consistency, and a kinder approach, you can absolutely restore much of the function you thought was lost. This isn't about chasing the vigor of your youth, but about reclaiming a healthy, satisfying sex life for where you are right now. The surprise is the innate healing power within you, waiting to be unleashed. Remember, navigating changes in your body as you age is a journey, not a destination. It's never about shame or blame for past habits, but about understanding what's happening and empowering yourself with the knowledge to make positive changes. Small, consistent changes truly can lead to remarkable improvements in your health, your confidence, and ultimately, your happiness. Taking control of this one often hidden aspect of your sexual health can have a profound ripple effect on your overall well-being. It can reignite intimacy in your relationships, reduce anxiety, and foster a greater sense of self-assurance. You're not alone in facing these challenges, and there is indeed a path forward. I truly hope this conversation has offered you clarity, given you practical steps to consider, and instilled a renewed sense of hope. If you've experienced similar issues, or if anything I've said resonated with you today, I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comments section below. Your experiences and insights are incredibly valuable, and sharing them can help others who might be going through similar challenges. Fostering a supportive community. If you found this video helpful, if it clarified something for you, or if it simply offered a glimmer of hope, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes really do make a difference. They help YouTube understand that this is valuable information, allowing more men to find this vital content when they need it most. And if you want more practical, honest, and encouraging advice on navigating health and wellness as you get older, from a perspective grounded in years of clinical experience, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell too, so you don't miss out on future videos designed to help you live your best life at every age. You deserve to live a full, vibrant life in every aspect, and that absolutely includes your sexual health. Take these steps, be kind to yourself, and embrace the power of positive change. Live your best life every single day.